So, following the stellar performance in the 2022 Cambridge IGCSE and Cambridge AS level examinations, Mmesomachukwu Okonkwo of Chrisland High School, VGC, and Oluwabukolami Adeyemi of Chrisland Pre-Degree College, both here in Lagos, recently received the British Council Outstanding Cambridge Learners Awards. Having gained the highest mark in English as a second language, speaking endorsement in IGSE, Mmesomachukwu Okonkwo got the top in the World Award, while Oluwabukolami, who gained the highest mark in the world in the Cambridge International AS Level Law, got the top in the World Award as well as the High Achievement Award to Cambridge AS Level Psychology. Now, the two students were the cynosure of all eyes at the event, witnessed by top officials of the British Council, proud parents and guests. The Cambridge examinations are conducted in more than 145 countries worldwide. Well, we now have joining us to focus a bit more on this extraordinary academic feat by proud recipient of the British Council Outstanding Cambridge Learners Awards and students of Chrisland High School, VGC, Mmesomachukwu Okonkwo, the winner of Top in the World Award. She's here in the company of member Chrisland School Advisory Board, Timothy Jayoba, who will be discussing how to create the right environment for nurturing budding talents. What a great day to have both of you here on Newsday.
Thank you.
Good afternoon.
I can see that big smile you still have.
Right? She earned it.
She did. All right, I'll start with you, Mmesoma. What steps did you take, to emerge tops in these examinations, and what was going, on behind you, in the back of your mind that, hey, look, this is 145 countries, this kind of examinations, will I ever get there? So,
the first thing, there were preparations I took by myself and preparations that the school gave to us. So I'll start with what the school did for us. There's a whole bank of past questions for the Cambridge IGCSE exams. The exam is a British exam taken for students that want to pursue their education in the UK. So we went to the website, all of us as students, and the school would sometimes give us these past papers as well. And we just revised them day after day, sometimes after school, on weekends, Easter break as well. We spent most of our Easter break in school. Midterms as well were completely gone because we were practicing over and over again. There were multiple series of the exams for multiple years, so we covered each of them one by one. Those were the preparations I took in school. And then preparations I took on my own were revising the areas I felt I did poorly in when I took the past papers. So if there were certain questions that I failed, and I failed repeatedly, because exams like this follow a pattern usually, and so I was perfecting it constantly to make sure that on the day of the exam as well, I was very familiar with the pattern. What ran through my mind, I wasn't even aware that there was a top in the world category for this exam. I had no idea until the day that I received the award. That was when I knew that there's even, at least they recognize students that gained the highest mark in the world. So it was very surprising, well, not surprising because I did practice a lot for the exam, but it felt great to be acknowledged and to know that I'd made my parents proud, my school proud, and my country proud as well.
Your country proud. Very much so. We'll come to you shortly, but Mmesomachukwu, I have to ask, you've mentioned all the work that you did, and the school contributed as well. But what was the setting at home that also contributed to your success? Because, you spent time there as well. What would you say contributed to that from home?
There was definitely an environment at home as well, because that's where I spent most of my personal study time. And if it wasn't conducive, then I doubt the result would have been as good. My mom definitely reduced the chores I had to do. I wasn't cleaning as much and taking care. I have a large family. I have 5 other siblings, and I'm the first. So usually the responsibility of taking care of them falls on me. But she made sure that some of my older siblings that are like a bit after me were doing most of the work, taking care of the siblings, house and things like that. I would, because it was very noisy, loud, I have a 5-year-old twin brothers that make a lot of noise. I would get up in the early hours of the morning from 4:30 to 5 o'clock studying, because that was when the house was most quiet. So my chores were reduced and I would wake up very early to study.
Very good. Now, Timothy, in nurturing budding talents, how do we create the right environment for young talents such as Mmesoma?
Well, I'm glad that we're here. Thank you for inviting us. I also want to thank High Chief Winifred Awoshika for the opportunity and the vision. In nurturing talent, first it's about vision. Chrisland was founded in 1977. If you check your statistics, the dollar was far less and the pound far less than the naira in 1977. how many private schools existed in 1977? How many were missionary schools? Talk less of private schools. That tells you about visionary leadership. So we're not here because of money. We're here because of vision. We're here because of passion. We're here because of the legacy. That's where we have 45 years counting. We're here. It is possible to do something for 3-4 years and get away with it. But it's impossible to get something for decades. That consistency shows. That's why we're here. Creating the right environment, our focus is on quality. Quality education all around, not just in academics. You need to come when these children are doing their arts and cultural day. Beautiful, showcasing things. Even in sports, we create the right environment and we give them the best to nurture and get the great things out of them. Our goal is to ensure that they show for the light. And in showing for the light, we ensure that they become distinct from others so they're able to add influence and to make a change.
Well, you're an engineer, but you've been so poetic in your description,
No,
I must say.
I'm passionate about Chrisland because I've been a parent of Chrisland since 2007 January.
Fantastic.
My 3 kids went through Chrisland.
But I have to ask you, of course, there's a saying that if you don't evolve, you become obsolete.
Oh, yes.
Even though Chrisland has been around for such a long time.
Yes.
And we see, the feats that have been accomplished by the likes of Mmesomachukwu.
That's correct.
What metrics are being incorporated to ensure that in the next 10 years, Chrisland will still be in the game? Because, of course, it can be what happened maybe decades ago that's still the formula for success today.
Can I shock you? We're not planning for the next 10 years. We have a third wave that we're planning till 2050. Why should we plan for the next 10 years when SDG is planning for 2030 and I guess they're going to move it to 2050? Energy transition is planning for 2050. By then we're going to have net zero. So also we're planning that the future of learning and schooling up to 2050. What are we doing at the moment? We've gone back to the drawing board to reorganize ourselves, to re-strategize, and we came out with what we call a strategic repositioning. One, working on our structure, ensuring that we're following the corporate governance framework, both internationally accepted and locally accepted, expanding it and empowering people to do more things. Two, we're also working on digitizing our processes and our system when using enabling technology to be able to do so many things. And we're empowering our people because every transformation begins with people. Yes, you can make the future fit for machines, but I dare say that you also need to make the future fit for people. And so we're empowering our people using the 4 principles of Chartered Institute of Personal Development, the 4 E's: engage, empower, enhance, and enable. That's what we're doing.
All right, Mmesomachukwu, let me ask you, did you have any doubt in your mind that you were going to make this exams, you were going to come out tops, or at least you said you had some issues, there were some failures along the way, but you were perfecting those, learning from those failures until the final exams? And what advice do you have for other students trying to toe the path that you've already achieved here?
Because of all the practice that I went through, I didn't really have any doubts. Initially, when I first started, the exam was very new to me. It was English, IGCSE, 3 sections, completely theory-based, no objective anywhere at all. So looking at it, I'd never done anything like that prior to this exam. So in the beginning, I was definitely shaky, but along the way, and then I'll call my school again because it definitely helped. I remember my vice principal as well, Mr. Modi, would constantly talk to us students writing the exams and ask us to identify our weakest subjects, identify ways on our own how we think we can grow in that subject. And so I had to do the thinking by myself and reason out by myself how I was going to get through the exam, And so I had no doubts in my mind that I was going to do well in the exam. Did I know I was going to come top in the world? Definitely not. But
it did. It happened.
It wasn't even in my book.
Yeah.
God as well helped me, put me through the exam. That's another reason I didn't have any doubts in my mind, because I kept praying for it. And I feel so glad standing here today, having this result with me, knowing that God was able to push me through the doubts, the difficult studying nights, early in the morning studying as well, and during my break. So
Yeah, very good.
I have to ask you this. Of course, I know that you're exuding such confidence, and it's wonderful. And you mentioned that you were able to move past the, the shakiness or the fear and whatnot. Now, when you think about the future, based on all that's come with this award that you got, does anything give you? Do you feel any level of what's the word I'm looking for? Nee, help me out here. And I don't want to use anxiety, but is there something that you're looking at and you're like, oh my goodness, I don't know if I can do this, but I'm going to go through it anyway? Is there any?
In 1 minute, please.
okay. Presently, there's nothing that really shakes me about my future. Probably because I have such a strong community at home, and with school still, some of my teachers still keep in contact with me. So I know that every step I'm taking, going to university, looking for internships this summer, work experience, I'm going to be constantly backed up by the community I have, my family members, my friends, my church as well. So I know that although some of the things I'm going to face will be difficult, like going to university, trying to pursue, get my own grounding now that I'm done with high school, I know a lot of it will be difficult, definitely, but I'm not shaky, I'm not very anxious because I know I've got a great community.
That's right.
That's good. All right, Mmesomachukwu.
Well, no, I have to ask this
we have to go. We have to go.
Just for you.
Mmesomachukwu, Okonkwo, Timothy Jayoba, would like to thank you both for coming.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
but we're out of time.